Hello everybody, welcome. This is Cindy at Junkbox Studio, and today I'm going to be putting cute bunny transfers on these kitchen items. The bunnies seem to be selling really well in my booth, and so I wanted to get a couple quick items in so I can get these sold. And so now what I'm doing is, because I don't have ribbon of a color that I'm looking for, I'm going to dye my own ribbon, which is really fun to do. I'm going to take this peach. It's just a cheap peach colored paint that matches one of the flowers in the stencil, or not stencil, sorry, the transfer. And I just get a little bit of water and put a couple of drops in the water, mix it up, and then just throw in your material. This is a thin white cotton muslin. And look how pretty these come out. I mean, the color is really saturated, and you can, kind of double dip that there if you want to make the color even more rich. But so this is just one application, and I am going in just a little bit a second time so I can get variation on there. And man, this is just such a fun thing to do. And so what I decided is the color was a little flat for me, so I wanted to add just a little bit of the folk art coffee bean. And so I'm just doing a couple of drops and getting that all stirred up, making sure to really get to the bottom of the that paint will kind of sink to the bottom, and you don't want any globs on the material, so you really want to be careful and make sure you get that all mixed up. And so you can see that it's just a little hint of an antiquing kind of color there, and it just turns it from a flat peach to a little bit more of an aged. And I don't squeeze out too much, I just kind of leave it loose. The drying time, it dries very quickly. I throw them outside in the bushes and let them air dry really quick. And so now what we have is this absolutely adorable bunny transfer, and I'm getting down to the last of them, so I'm going to have to order some more. I did get these from Temu, and I lost some footage there. Sorry about that. It was just me putting the transfer on. So here it is. And this is a wooden spoon that I had from a previous project, so it was already stained brown. So I'm taking just a little bit of the longer Spanish moss, and I'm going to be wrapping that with wire so it's secure, and then hot gluing it to the spoon. Guys, I really apologize for this camera angle. I don't normally have my camera up this high. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I think I was just making sure that it was still running and not thinking about where it was. So you guys see half of all that junk on my desk, and yeah, so I tried to cut it to where everything was in view, and I really apologize for that. I do show all three projects at the end of this video, so you'll be able to see all three in full view. I'm going to be painting this item here. I am not quite sure what it is. It's smaller than a breadboard, but bigger than a spatula. So if anybody knows what the use of this is, just for fun, maybe leave it in the comments. I'm curious. And so I am just going to paint this in a light green. It's almost like a sage green. Now I'm going to go ahead and sand this down just a little bit, very subtle. I do love to really heavily distress items, but for this, I want to keep it just a little bit lighter. Now I'm going to take this very lovely bird transfer, and once again I did get these transfers on Temu. I do not have a link for those, but yeah, they're a decent size. You know, they're not really big, but the items that I work on don't tend to be that big, so they've been fitting pretty nicely on my projects. I'm taking some simple twine and tying it up through that handle there. And this is just a simple one for me. I'm not adding any kind of ribbon or greenery. I like it the way it is, and I think the twine through the center of that is just enough. And a little tip here, I used to put tape on the ends of my twine when I needed to thread it through a hole. And then I finally learned, probably from another crafter, that if you put just a little bit of hot glue on that end and twist it, you can easily string it through beads or any other type of object. So that's just a little tip. For this next project, I'm just taking a wooden spoon and some of the Waverly chalk paint in the color Mineral. I really like this color. It's very subtle. It's almost a gray. It's just a very light neutral color, and I'm really liking this with the transfer that I'm using. I'm just going to sand this very lightly. I don't want it to be too rustic. I just want the sanding to be very subtle. I'm taking a little bit of greenery, and I wanted to use the lightest shade of green that I had. This is like a sage green, and I think it really pairs nicely with the mineral paint. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that twine and tie it through the top. I'm taking a little bit more of the cotton muslin that I had coffee stained already and just tying that around the top. I want to get the end of that stem covered, and I'm just going to tie a simple bow and then add a button. I'm just going to pick out a button for this piece, and I love to use just the bare wood buttons. They are my favorite because I can paint them any color that I want. And so I am going to pick one of those, paint it white, sand it down, and then put a little bit of thread through it. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.